So before the election, I heard a lot about the Biden crime family. It kind of seemed like a random thing. I mean, it's part of an election, but it seemed kind of random. There was never any evidence that the president was involved with his son's businesses. Definitely not as a contractor or a co-owner of a company. There was never any evidence of illicit money flow or undocumented transactions. It seemed a little bit random, but I think now it makes sense. It was sort of laying the groundwork. Trump as president and his family, on the other hand, have monetized the presidency in an absolutely unprecedented way. Just to name a few, Jeff Bezos agreed to finance a film about Melania Trump, something I didn't know we were clamoring for. That deal reportedly will put a cool $28 million directly in Melania's pocket. A company owned by Trump and his family, own the vast majority of his Trump meme coin. The way it's set up is they get fees every single time someone buys or sells a Trump meme coin. Over the course of the time that it's existed, which is since right before he got elected president, that company has made $320 million in fees. Another family company that directly benefits the president has brokered overseas real estate deals worth billions, from Qatar to Serbia, involving foreign governments. He started a crypto venture that got a $2 billion investment from the government of the United Arab Emirates. He also has the golf tournament at his Miami club that was sponsored by Live, that's funded by the Saudi Arabian government. Qatar is, of course, the most famous example. They gave the president a gift of a plane, and they've actually delivered it. We took delivery of Qatar's airplane present, which has been estimated to be worth $200 million. But Chris, you might say, the Attorney General's a lawyer. She looked at it. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, signed off on it. I'm sure it's totally legal. Here's the problem. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, was a lobbyist for Qatar. There was also an exclusive dinner at the White House that was set aside just for the top investors in Trump's aforementioned meme coin, to a business that, again, benefits him directly. At this dinner, there were 220 attendees. In order to get onto the list, they had to be the top 220 investors in his meme coin. They gave between $53,000 and $16.4 million. There were several of them that said openly that their intent was to influence the president. Specifically went there to influence the president after spending more money than all the other Americans except the other 219, paying the president. So of course there's a video, and of course Trump reciprocated. He told everyone there that he wasn't going to be as hard on them as the Biden administration was. By the way, just a quick thing. Just announcing the contest was designed to juice sales, and it did. The idea was that it would boost coin sales because it was set up so that the 220 people who own the most Trump meme coins as of a certain date get to go. That means there was an incentive to buy them. Selling a whole bunch of new meme coins means that the president and his company got a whole bunch of new fees. If they were purchased from Trump, then they went straight into his pocket. This, of course, raises the value of the coin, which means that people who know the timing of the thing can sell off at a higher price. In fact, that's what happened. The value after the contest was announced, the value went up 40%. The contest reversed a slump that the meme coin had had in the previous weeks. It had been losing value. And so by announcing a contest, the value goes back up and Trump gets to make a whole lot more money. So what's the response to all of this? It is, in a word, astonishing. So for years, Trump himself has said that conflict of interest laws don't apply to the president. He's not breaking the law because conflict of interest laws don't apply to him. So then when asked about all of this, the current White House press secretary said, the president is abiding by all conflict of interest laws that are applicable to the president. So they are openly saying they think we're idiots. They're openly saying the president is abiding by no conflict of interest laws. They think we're idiots. So the president makes money from his family businesses that were run by his sons. They say that they don't have to limit their activities which directly benefit the president. Again, compare this with Hunter Biden. With Hunter, there was never a single bit of evidence that linked the president, Joe Biden, to his son, Hunter Biden, while Joe was president. Except the Republicans advanced some conspiracy theories. With Trump, it's not conspiracy theories. They're not even trying to hide it. These are companies he owns. This is done out in the open. At a government-sponsored forum in, wait for it, Qatar, Donald Trump Jr. said, even the deals that were totally legit, it didn't stop the insanity. So this time around, we said, hey, we're going to play by the rules, but we're not going to go so far as to stymie our business forever, lock ourselves in a proverbial padded room, because it almost doesn't matter. They're going to hit you no matter what. So we're just going to play the game. Even the deals that were totally legit. So like there were some deals that weren't legit or just going to play the game. Ah, yes, the game profiting off your father being in the White House. So this all happens without a big boom. This happens in Washington without investigations, without press conferences. There aren't elected Democrats storming social media, raising hell about it. A lot of people say Americans just don't care. I don't buy that. I say we do care. I think we care. It's just we believe that there's not much we can do between elections to stop it. I think Americans do care. We just need to be told. We just need to see and understand that corruption is open now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious your thoughts about all of this. Do you think corruption is a problem? What do you think about corruption being open now? Let me hear your thoughts. Thanks for listening. I'm Chris with How to Politics.